Okay, so when you think about it, the cloud and mobile devices are really changing the definition of multi-platform, right? So LabVIEW continues to grow into these platforms. But let's take our head out of the clouds for a minute and get down and dirty with the driver layer, because that's really the key that makes our engine run. We probably spend more than any other company on the planet making our drivers higher performance and easier to use. And it's really the magic of the hardware and software working together. And so we thought we'd take a look at some developments in that area as well. So I'd like to introduce a veteran to the stage, Dr. Al Vranchik and J.R. Andrews.
Hey, thanks, John.
Morning, John.
We know that you have requirements for different OSs, and so last year we brought you the Real-Time Hypervisor, allowing you to run LabVIEW Real-Time and Windows on the same system at the same time. But we also know that you have requirements for other OSs as well. So this year we're bringing you the Real-Time Hypervisor for Linux Early Access Program. Now you can run LabVIEW Real-Time for your deterministic needs and Red Hat Linux for your custom algorithms and protocols at the same time. And in order to make it easier to communicate between two OSs running at the same time on the same hardware, we've added a new shared memory API. But we've also been working hard on expanding our hardware support on Linux as well. So we're also happy to offer you the C API for LabVIEW FPGA. With this, you can now interface with your LabVIEW FPGA program devices directly from your Linux applications.
All right, I get it. You guys have been busy, and these slides are nice, but we're here to see demos. What do you have?
Well, rather than do a demo of one of these technologies, I thought I'd hand it over to Al and let him show you where we're taking things even further.
Thanks, JR. Today I'm going to say a few words about the ongoing efforts to improve our cross-platform offering. As I hope most of you know, LabVIEW has been running on Mac, Linux, and Windows for a long time. Unfortunately, the same is not true for our driver stack. Maintaining drivers on Windows and huge number of different Linux kernel and vendor variations is a very, very expensive proposition. So instead of, so because of that, we had to invest a lot of, I'm sorry.
So I think we're going to take a look at a demo here.
Yes, okay. So what we have here is a PXI controller that is wired to collect RF signals. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this controller for this first generation electric vehicle as a RF source. As I move the controls, the antenna, this state-of-the-art antenna, will collect the signals, and the antenna is directly connected to our high-speed digitizers.
All right, can we drive the car?
Sure, go ahead.
You see on day one we have electric lightning machines. Day two we have $8 remote control cars. But
okay, so as John is driving the car around, the VI is picking the raw signal, extracting the direction, and then moving the glyphs to mimic the motion of the car.
I drove it right off the screen. Oh, there it is. Okay, this is a really cool demo, Al. You know, and I like driving cars, but we could have done this 5 years ago. I don't get it. What's so new about this?
Well, you're right. We've been running high-speed digitizers on Windows platform forever. However, today, for the first time, I'm happy to show you a high-speed digitizer running on Windows, Linux, and Macintosh platforms right next to each other. Linux is running on this PXI controller. And this shiny Mac is connected to the PXI chassis via MIXI.
Al, I just drove it off the stage. I hope that's okay.
You know what, John? You were supposed to give me a ride back to NI, but after this little incident, I think I'll reconsider.
All right, so is this really the same driver for all three OSs?
Yes, we're trying to reuse as much of the platform as possible, but that is not all. As I mentioned earlier, our support for our devices on Linux and Macintosh had to be limited, and we had very few releases. However, with this new framework, we hope we're going to support many more different devices like high-speed digitizers, waveform generators, DMM, and so on. Now, note this has not been released yet, but I hope you enjoyed this quick preview to our labs.
All right, thanks, guys. We're looking forward to that.